is the language of science, and I think you have to be able to be adept at it.
Math is the language of the universe.
Yes, you're right. I agree with you there.
Brian?
I agree, but let me just finish, and then we can. That too many people think that you have to be a mathematical wizard to be even a physicist. I mean, much less an engineer. But
I took a lot
you know,
of
it takes all types. I know people who've won the Nobel Prize. I know people. You don't have to be the best mathematician in your class. You don't have to be a whiz. It takes all types to do science, and then any stereotype just doesn't work. If you're interested, do it.
What's that have to do with you knowing Nobel laureates?
Who were not the best in their class.
Oh, fine, thank you. Okay.
I mean, who weren't necessarily even that strong in math.
Okay.
But the other thing, I'll just say, you say you're bad at math. I bet you're not that bad. And I just want to remind you that when it comes to math, there's no substitute for practice. It sucked for me. It sucks for, you just have to practice. So when you come to me and say, oh, I'm bad at math, I am open-minded, of course, but skeptical. I'll bet you can do it, whoever you are.
You know, that's an important point. We were talking about it last night, too, and it touches on what you said. You know, I like science museums often because they show science is fun, but science is hard work, like anything, to do, like music, like anything else, to do it well. And it takes a lot of work. So and if you don't enjoy it, you can't do the work. But just enjoyment alone isn't enough. You've really got to be willing to work at it.
I think what's really going on here is people presume that in order to be good they presume that if the math is not coming easy, that therefore you'll never learn it. And I meant it literally, that math is the language of the universe, and it's like any other language, especially a language that does not share the Roman alphabet. So, for example, if you wanted to study Chinese, it looks completely intractable at first.
It looks like Greek.
Exactly. And you can ask the question, how long does it take one to become fluent in Chinese if you're not Chinese yourself? And so it can take years, 5 years, almost 10 years if you never go to China. You go to China maybe 5 years of intensive exposure, and you've never done that with math. Imagine that level of exposure to math, what kind of fluency you would have at the other end of that pipeline. So at least give yourself the opportunity that any person learning a foreign language would give themselves before you turn around and say you're not good at math.
Brian,
Don't get me started.
yeah, you don't want to get him started. I know that from experience. You're actually you're a professor of math as well as physics, probably the only one on the table.
Yeah, and the question that comes to mind for me is, how do you know that math is the language of the universe?
I was going to say, what about the multi?
The universe told me.
Pretty good first approximation, I'll tell you.
Now,
Okay,
could
we're
it
now
be-
doing
but
science by
before you go,
revelation.
Lawrence,
but-
before you go, I'm
yeah.
just wondering, because I have a question about this.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that one day far in the future we encounter some alien civilization and they say, hey, show us what you've done to understand the universe, and we bring out our math books with all our theorems in physics, and they turn to them and say, math, we tried that. Yeah, it takes you just so far. And the real way to do it is like this.
I would say that whatever that real way is not manifest to us at this moment. And until that day happens, where an alien tells us how backwards we are, all I can say is that the math that we did invent out of our human brain, as you surely know, Eugene Wigner said, the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics in describing the universe, the fact that it works at all is sufficient enough for me.
But here I want to have a note.
And just because you still can't figure out your string theory, don't come crying to me. Don't come crying to me because you can't figure it out.
No, in fact,
You got him started. See, you got him started.
Said don't get me started.
Get him started.
No, but I want to go on record.
He warned you not to get him started.
Yeah, I know, I told you. But I want to go on record I want to go on record, and this is a momentous occasion, I want to go on record as agreeing with Brian.
Is anybody keeping the record?
But no, in the sense that it is fascinating if you're a theoretical physicist to wonder when you find something fascinating, whether some mathematical formalism fascinating, whether it's a property of our brains or whether it's a property of the universe, and we just don't know. I think is the answer. If string
Right,
theory
but
looks
let me
great,
ask you a question. I find it slightly confusing because, Neil, you describe math as something that we create. So why is it the thing that we create is somehow intrinsic to the universe?
Isn't that
That's
awesome?
our description.
it's a
That's awesome.
remarkably surprising.
It
It
is
is
a
surprising.
description.
I don't lose sleep over that. I celebrate it.
It's a good thing. I celebrate it too.
Yeah, but
the
it is
question,
a question. There may be limitations
Yep.
on understanding the universe because of the way our brains work, and I think
That's surely the
and-
case. That's
yeah,
surely the
and for Republicans, it's already happened. But it's but no, but seriously, that's an interesting question, and we really have to wonder about that. And if you're again working as some of us are at the forefront of physics, you wonder at some point when it's going to end.
It's some Republicans.
Yeah.
Well, but to the questioner's question, I wouldn't worry about the possibility that mathematics is going to turn out to be ineffective in describing the universe, and use that as a reason to not keep practicing. And press on.
That's
This could
right. Okay, next question.
Could be an engineering perspective.
Yeah, no, there you go. Excellent. Next question from Joel. What do you believe or hope will be the most significant scientific advancement over the next few decades? And I know I have a pat answer to this, but I'll wait to see if anyone else has one. No?
We don't
Okay,
know what
okay.
the next most significant scientific discovery is going to be, for crying out loud.
Well, exactly. The point I always say, if I knew what
why
it
are
would
you
be-
guys exploring Mars? What are you going to find there? We don't know. That's why we're going.
Yeah, that's
Crying out loud.
great. And as an
Wait. That's
you
not
go
fair.
on. It's
No,
not-
wait. No, there are two kinds of exploration. One of them is I have no idea what I'm looking for, but maybe I'll find it when I see it.
Okay,
Another
tell me
kind of
Can't-
explanation.
You can't argue with him. I've learned it. It's really
Another
hard.
kind of exploration is we think we know what's going on and we want to test our hypotheses. That's another kind of exploration. And one of them is there life somewhere else? We know there's life in at least one place in the universe, and that's called Earth. So what I want to do is go to the frozen surface of Jupiter's moon Europa, cut a hole, go ice fishing down there, put a submersible, see if something swims up to the camera and licks the lens. That's what I want to look for. Look for life.
With you.
Life.
But Neil, you were looking for something. When was the last time you just went, I hope to discover something? No, you're always looking for something.
No, but whenever we look
not
for
bad.
something, we are often surprised. And I think that the point is that if we really could anticipate the progress of science, it almost, in some sense, wouldn't be worth doing, because it means we'd already kind of know where we're going and what the answers are. And I think so when people ask me, what's the next great thing? I say, if I knew, I'd be doing it right now. And so I think there is this sense we are driven by questions, interesting questions, but often those questions lead us to answers that lead to more interesting questions that are totally different than the ones we came
I
up
say
with.
not just often, but most times.
Yeah.